Greetings everyone and welcome back to 365 Days of Prog. Today we're going to be reviewing the album Salutogenesis by the band Soulsplitter.
Hi, my name's Naomi. I'm an avid progressive rock fan, but I'm a long ways from knowing all the prog albums out there. But this year, I'm gonna give it a try. This is 365 Days of Prog.
If there was ever a proper name for a metal band, Soulsplitter is one of those names, but they're not so bad, at least if you don't like metal. So let's get right into this.
This is farewell to all. I must embrace the call. I need to trust that I will know. Don't be afraid, this is your fate. Don't be afraid, follow the maid.
So as I said, this is Salutogenesis by the band Soulsplitter. They are a German-based progressive metal band and they released this album in 2016 and this one is their debut album. So I wasn't really knowledgeable about what Salutogenesis meant and I actually went ahead and searched it up online and I discovered that Salutogenesis is basically the science of things that make us healthier. Now the opposite to it is the better known pathogenesis, which is the science of everything that makes us sick. And this album is quite ambitious because it's called Salutogenesis because it believes that through its music it can make us healthier or at least in any case a little less stressed out, which of course in itself causes illness. So this album starts off with my favorite track, The Prophecy. Now this track, it really feels like an old film score. It has this lovely strings part which is later followed by a piano part which has this beautiful narration over top, and it's a short song but it's a lovely song for its entire duration. And the second track is a close second favorite to me. It's called That Transition and this song is by far longer than the first one and it really goes all over the place and it really explores different ideas. There's also the inclusion of the vocals by Ophelia T. Sullivan. Now Ophelia does a fantastic job and I'm always happy to have some female lead singers in prog music, something that we don't usually see a lot of. This song is probably also the first song I've ever heard to actually use the theremin as a lead and a backing instrument in a crucial part of the song. I loved it so much. It has such a unique sound and honestly I think we don't see it a lot because it's really hard to find players of theremin who know what they're doing, but Soulsplitter made the great usage of this instrument on here and unfortunately it does not appear again in any of the different songs on here. And I'm praising this song because it's great and although it's not my favorite, as I said, it's a close second, and this track to me at least does help serve the purpose of Salutogenesis by making me a lot more relaxed and in a sense healthier. So from this point onward, the album takes a dive from being fantastic to being overall great, when great is not a bad thing in any case. And of course being great is not a bad thing in any case, but I myself believe that this album goes a bit downwards and stays there for the entire duration, never reaching the same peaks as the first two songs. And this is one of those albums honestly that is really genuinely good, but on the same note, it's not one of those impactful albums. I don't really see the indentation it leaves on me when I finished listening to it. I know that I had a great memory of listening to it, but when it comes to actually, moving on, it's not so hard. It's not something that I will come back to, anxiously anytime soon. But before I end the part of the review, I have to add something else. This album is criminally unknown. Not a lot of people know about it. Like, I've seen so little ratings. I had a great opportunity that someone at least wrote an actual review about this so I can actually learn more about the band and this album, but honestly I don't think that a lot of people know about this. And the thing is, if you're a fan of, let's say, Pain of Salvation or Opeth or Dream Theater, I think you're gonna love this album, honestly. You might as well go ahead, Check it out, maybe you'll find that Soulsplitter is the right thing for you, and maybe with more traction they could release more albums. And you know, this is what I love about this list. It's a chance to make reviews about albums which have never been reviewed online, at least not on YouTube. And I love it so much, and hopefully some of you will by interest go ahead and give this one a listen, and maybe you can understand that this one is a great album. So when it comes to the cover of this album, it's pretty dark, it's pretty ominous, and it's definitely, I think, the scariest cover we've seen so far. And I totally get the dark theme of this cover, I can understand it, they're a metal band after all, but honestly in my opinion they could have utilized a better way of making this cover, and instead of making it a black and white cover, they actually could have opted to use a lot more colors, because I think it would have matched the idea and the premise that this album holds. A great usage of that is on the cover of the album Bloom by Caligula's Horse, which they are a metal band and that's a soft metal album, but the cover itself is very vibrant and still somewhat has this ominous vibe to it. I think this would have served the cover better, but as it is, this is a nice cover, but unfortunately not so memorable. So when it comes to the rating of this album, this one's gonna get an honorable 8 out of 10. I think it's a fine album, not one that I'm gonna come back to quite yet, but it's really good and I had a good time listening to it throughout its runtime. But that's about it guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for tomorrow because we're gonna be listening to Thrack by King Crimson, the first Crimson album on this list. But that's about it guys, have a wonderful day, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye guys.